So here's the thing, if you are already very wealthy, it's much easier to find new ways to make more money. But if you have nothing to fall back on, it's definitely a lot more challenging. It's shown that 61% of South Africans are still struggling because of the COVID pandemic. If this isn't bad enough, the middle class is disappearing and they are getting taxed heavily. It's no secret that the majority of South Africans have way too much consumer debt and are struggling to survive because they are living paycheck to paycheck. Fortunately, there's a solution for anyone that is trying to build their wealth from nothing, and it doesn't involve the normal cutthroat advice that you hear everywhere, such as save 50% of your income and invest in a retirement plan. Although this used to be good advice, it's definitely not the best. Times have changed and today it's much easier to accumulate wealth without working too hard, but instead working smart. These are some of my recommendations that I personally follow and implemented. This will be possible to implement no matter what your background, your financial position, culture, or religion. The first thing is to be careful who you listen to. This might seem counterintuitive coming from a guy that's making videos on YouTube about finance that you've probably never seen before. But hear me out. There is a lot of broke people that will take any chance they get to give financial advice. These are the people that think a car is an asset, that investing is risky, and that your first home should be your dream home. I'm sure these people have good intentions and they probably follow their own advice. But the truth is, if you really want to build great wealth, you need to go against the grain and do what most people are not willing to do. Start by listening to people that are already where you want to be. I've had financial advisors tell me to invest in active mutual funds, but they are not invested themselves. You can't take advice from someone that has no skin in the game. You probably won't go ask your mechanic for advice about your wealth. Keep this in mind when listening to someone that is trying to give you advice. The second thing is to start making money. I had to say it, it's impossible to generate wealth without having an income. Trying to build your wealth working a traditional job might not be the answer, unless you are being paid an enormous amount of money. Try to look for jobs that pay based on results instead of being paid hourly, weekly, or monthly. There's only 24 hours in a day, and eventually your salary will plateau and you won't be able to make more money. Personally, I think that sales is one of the most underrated careers out there. It can teach you a lot about people, time management, and prioritizing certain things. Sales is a great stepping stone for almost any career. If you already have a job, try switching jobs and leverage your skills. It is shown that people that work for the same company for more than 2 years make less money than people that continuously move to bigger and better companies. It's really important not to get too comfortable and to stagnate. The third thing is to get in the habit of investing everything you can. I don't really care about how much you are investing at this point, but it's important to start as early as possible. When investing R1 at a return of 7% when you are 20 years old, when you reach the age of 65, that R1 will be worth 21 Rand. If you only start investing at 30 years old, that R1 would be worth 10 Rand 68 cents. But if you wait until you are 40 before you start investing, that R1 will only be worth 5 Rand 43 cents. So the concept is simple, and it's to start as early as possible. If you start investing just 1,000 Rand from today for the next 30 years at a return of 7%, you will have more than 1 million Rand invested. Number 4 is to create multiple streams of income. Today, there's no such thing as job security, especially with the high unemployment rates in South Africa. I have a friend in Cape Town that worked as an engineer, but lost his job due to COVID and now is stuck because he only relied on a single income. The average millionaire has more than 3 sources of income, and it's usually something like rental income, like rental properties, portfolio income like stocks and dividends, and earned income like a traditional job or a business. This is definitely something to take into consideration, and the more sources of income you have, the more you are protected against economic downfalls, and this will ultimately help you to survive no matter what. It's basically diversification for your income, and diversification is always good. These steps can be implemented almost immediately, and hopefully you will consider some of it. If you learned something from this video, even if it's just one thing, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and sharing it with your friends and family.